Well, Charlie, welcome to any update to all maybe doing come on. Some kit we know on ma. You will be doing come on. Of course, you see somebody next to me, Michael Sarabodi, you will be doing come on quickly on a few things are airbar. Of course, international club football are back and international football have ended. And Yebenya international club football from now till March, which is very positive. Say, won't pay international football. Tell me, I say, about won't pay international football. More Africa, ne Congo, ne Sudan, ne Adi. So for those of us who like to talk about club football, Chelsea, Barcelona, Madrid, no, definitely we'll get to talk about that for a very long time. My Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Won't subscribe to the channel and subscribe. Make sure say turn on the notification bell. No, anytime be able to any bell no, choose or send a content ever drop no. Over first person I've been. Mamika, me big thank yous. First of all, Mamika, thank you. Enter Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. On any MOB clothing, no matter show your possibility. Open spare parts. Our car. I was so kind. Honomo. So unia card for MOB was 059-313-8221 or deliver on your menu. Of course, MOB clothing entire and automotive honor. Show Uhian Tarier, retail wholesaling, also nationwide delivery for 0200-668-708 na Bibia and Yankumo. Mike.
P.
Enzo Fernandez team near Babak. First of all, Chelsea and Barcelona, how confident are you? Because Barca for say Lamine you're back.
Okay.
Pedri you're back. Rafinha you're back. Lewandowski you're back.
Can even add Juan Garcia.
You're back. It looks as if Chelsea don't have a chance.
Well, it depends on the shape and the state of home. And again, football looks very easy on paper until the physical aspect and then the reality has to just set in. Then coaches would have to map up a game plan here.
Yeah.
I am so much not convinced about Barcelona due to how predictable they are.
Yeah.
Definitely, in how Barca was set up, in how they will approach the game,
Yeah.
in how they will play against Chelsea. But we don't know how Chelsea are going to approach it. So that unpredictability around the Chelsea team makes it a tricky game to predict in terms of your TIA Dinkomo. Again, talk of availability of players. Yes, these players have not really been together, played together for a consistent or sustained period. Mekabas asem, Wepra, na we abebo, we suba na we pra. So even in their front line, Rafinha, Yamal, and then Lewandowski have not played even up to 30% of Barca's games together, which is a big issue because how electrifying Barcelona was last season was well demonstrated in that explosive attack and that sustained period of play between them. And the moment they go somewhere, Yamal was assisting because there was a certain rapport no ability with Lewandowski and then Rafinha. So he was able to pick a pass. That chemistry and that synergy, makes him know the exact spot or also deliver ball in the court. Rafinha will make that late runs to the far post, no better tapping. All Lewandowski is there to always connect when it's across a low or an aerial cross. So I think Saudi and Barca are missing a lot this season. And it's been something that has exposed them because now they can't outscore opponent. And then their defense, I think they have actually lost a certain technical quality. And they don't have the presence of such a profile to address the needs of more defense. Inigo Martinez. Whatever contribution he gave to this Barcelona defense in terms of awareness, even in terms of build-up, you don't have it originally from the other players who have been asked to step up and then take up that role. Ama Barca who are in a swate, and that is what we know. With the Chelsea team, they have showed, they are starting to wean off the dependency on someone like Cole Palmer. So if Palmer is not available, Chelsea have learned how to play and then get results. We barely argument say it is against teams relatively almost inequality. But you would also have to look at how Maresca has made sure and the team now who are doing Cole Palmer so if you do a comparative analysis, maybe last season when Palmer was not available and how it impacted negatively on Chelsea's prospects. And then you compare to this season, how Chelsea has coped without Cole Palmer and then the results they've been able to chalk. It makes it all exciting. The Amaminya hope will be the Enzo Maresca Munier. how he mapped up a successful strategy and game plan to outwit Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
In the Club World Cup final, it was a game everybody wrote Chelsea off, even including Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
They had little hope or belief. Said Chelsea beat my ABB, but we saw the tactical master plan that Enzo Maresca took into the game. One, it stifled Paris Saint-Germain. Two, it made nonsense of their overall play, especially from the middle, where they will be dominant, hold on to possession, control the game, and dominate the game. Chelsea did not really allow that. And then it made some of the strongholds in the PSG team very uncomfortable, particularly Obedeze Nuno Mendes. The game made him look like he was an amateur. A fake crowd will be professional football. It was because Chelsea had a plan that worked. And that plan was effectively utilized by the Chelsea players. In the game against Barca, I see PSG team now as a team more technically well drilled than the Barcelona setup. Barca might have names, Pedri, blah, blah, blah.
PSG well drilled.
Yeah, PSG are well drilled than Barcelona technically.
How?
Barca are one-dimensional. PSG has variations to their approach.
Wow.
Yeah. They can decide to allow Vitinha dominate play, and then from the middle, they seize the initiative. They can allow Dembele to drop deep, influence play from such deep positions, and as a playmaker, he will carry the ball and create options. Or they can decide to use more laterals. Hakimi on the right, Nuno Mendes on the left, and then they get the best out of them. That approach by PSG makes them multi-dimensional. Typically with Barcelona, you definitely know Hansi Flick and the high line. This is how they will approach the game. And then they will utilize the right side of Lamine Yamal more in terms of their build-up. They barely use their left. And then Omu creates overloads right. Then they will want to switch to the left.
PSG technically better than Barca. Not Chelsea share PSG player.
Exactly.
It means that Chelsea will find it easier to beat Barca than they did against Paris.
They will find it easier to map up a strategy and a plan to outwit this Barcelona team. Yeah. The evidence is Barca are no longer, they are lacking luster. Omunisa shine. That elegance around them.
Exactly. Rafinha, Enshedam boy, Lewandowski, Pedri.
Yep. And they've not sustained a more level of performances, unlike last year.
They are saying that they have Pedri back. And if they have Pedri in the team, then it's almost impossible to play against Barca if Pedri and Frankie de Jong are playing in the middle. Especially like in the midfield combination of Chelsea, Caicedo, Enzo, then let's say, then
maybe James,
then Pedri, Mono, almost a combination.
You see, Ocean Trasa, you look at maybe just possession. Possession oriented, Chelsea will not dominate Barcelona. I won't lie. But game ni na your possession in Kwa. It's also about how you approach it. I saw Chelsea Liverpool and the role that Enzo Maresca will be the same Logusto, being the free man in the middle. And that caused problems for the Liverpool team because at a point in time, they didn't know how to cope with it until second half now on a slot versus sign. Then Maresca switched again. So it is about how to counter your opponent. Yes, we know Barca will dominate with their double pivot. Omobebo, Frankie de Jong, Pedri. Then they will likely play someone like Fermin Lopez or Dani Olmo just ahead of them. I expect it. But you look through that setup, they will be able to conserve possession and then play around. But what if they are being disrupted by a certain technical plan? I don't know how Maresca is going to approach it. Like I said, he has become a manager who is pragmatic. He thinks about practicable solutions. You bet me use at this point in time to get a result against a specific opponent. And that is what makes Chelsea's whole bet a bit tricky to talk about. Yes, on paper. Barca midfield in boss in Chelsea for no. But game need rules. Send your Chelsea best team. Any instructions are coach, Debema players or the roles that will be assigned players. It would actually tell if Barca's dominance will play out as expected or not. So yeah, on paper, Barca looks like they will dominate possession. Again, if you dominate possession, you don't control the game.
Of course.
And then you don't determine what happens. The game is played in phases or moments. Football is won in such a manner. And yet the Okita ball ne born dodo. And yet they are no seizing in the moment and what they did with it. So for instance, Barca Boboni in our fin Chelsea forced a turnover and quickly transition from a point of defense to attack. How will Barca cope with their high line? especially when Chelsea has explosive wingers.
Yeah.
Pedro Neto so direct. He utilizes his speed very well.
Yeah.
Then again, on the left, if it is going to be Garnacho or Jamie Bino Gittins, they know how to utilize their speed. Estevao looks like everything he touches now turns to gold. He's looking like not Ken Midas, where Prince Midas, or know someone who had done in Isikakoko, or Brazil Efa, or Chelsea Nefa. So these are a set of Chelsea players. They are accustomed to a certain style of play.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Barca are not comfortable against such opponents with their high line.
Yeah.
Play the ball into space and then tell Obede, say, Jules Koundé, he should play a catch-up game with someone like Pedro Neto.
That's what makes it very difficult.
Exactly. Task Kubasi or any other to try and then do such a thing with maybe someone like Joao Pedro. So, to me, I think Chelsea has the personnel to hurt Barca, in as much as Barcelona have a team to also dominate possession against the Chelsea team. The the game plan, the approach to the game, and then what the players do on the field of play.
Is somebody like Estevao Willian? Before, say, I know we've spoken about the Barca game and all of that, and I think that's spot on, because what Chelsea brings to the game is the unpredictability of Maresca and Alcano.
Exactly.
And whilst it's a little bit clearer to know what Hansi Dieter Flick will do, and Hansi Dieter Flick's system depends on how good his players are on the day.
Yeah.
If they are perfect, they become unstoppable. If there is some margin of error and your opponent is slightly better than you in certain moments, they can win a game. So make it very interesting. I'm thinking, say, on Tuesday, it's a big chance for both teams because Chelsea drew against Karabakh, Barca drew against Club Brugge. So whoever get the 3 maximum points is a 6-pointer of a sort.
Exactly.
So you go to. But away from that, I want to ask this. Without the current Chelsea project, would Chelsea have gotten Estevao? Because this is an 18-year-old boy. To be very honest, on next Saturday, on Tunisia game, you know?
I think it was on Sunday.
I was surprised because Mike, like Park, there is Bruno Gomes, there's Casemiro, there is Vinicius Junior, there is Rodrigo, there is Mateus Cunha. I mean, for
even
nothing, Marquinhos, there is Militao. These are
senior figures, big boys,
well achieved, well in Brazilian jersey, and there is a penalty. And Casemiro picks the ball from the half, then hands it over to Estevao and says that go and play. At that moment, Mitimakunya said, no, if this boy scores this penalty, it's a big, but if he doesn't score, it's a big problem for him. But look at the delivery in that penalty. And I ask myself, 2 things. I am trying so hard to pinch myself not to call Estevao Willian special. But I want to ask you, me, sometimes we are much more conservative with your words. Me, when I see it and it's like that, I won't say it. Is Estevao special?
Yep, I will not lie. He's a special talent, a one in a lifetime talent that does emerge. And what check here, it is a clear approach by Brazil. A clear approach by the Brazilians to polish him and then make sure that he will be able to utilize the best of his potential in him. Yeah, he's a special talent. But again, let's be very cautious in our discussions about him. Ondru, he's not the player he's supposed to be yet. And no, I say, my the always see a crown. And he say, Ondru, it is to showcase that he's actually someone with an immense potential. I see Estevao as someone who eventually becomes an excellent free kick taker. Penalty Obon is saying. So in terms of precision, he's somebody who can pick a spot and deliver. And then in Brazil, he was taking corner kicks. Did you check? Chelsea about corner kicks. So it looks like he has a certain precision to his passing game or crossing game. So in the near future, just like we saw with Lionel Messi, Messi did not start with free kicks, but if drew stage B on the game anymore, he was doing that on consecutive occasions. Messi shot free kick goals.
But in let's say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there was no way Estevao would have landed at Chelsea.
Exactly, and it speaks to the Chelsea project and everything. But I wanted to tackle the aspect of Bob Brazil penalty. Then I come to the Chelsea bet. It's significant for various reasons, but I might cite a few for time factors anyway. One, it shows that Estevao environment more harmonious to his growth. Club level, see the kind of support he's receiving at Chelsea. Chelsea TSC. So even if he's had to play in a different footballing culture, language is different, Ediani is different, weather is different. There was this video, hilarious video by during their international break. No more prepare. I think they were training in England. Very cold.
Oh, Arsenal.
And Richarlison says, it's to tell you that. It was just a fraction of Estevao's life in England. He's struggling to adapt to the weather, language, culture, food. Chelsea have provided a certain system that will make sure that he's well integrated into the team, and then he will also settle off the pitch as well. And I think they're very positive one way or the other. Then Oko national team Sua, he has one of the best man managers in the world. In terms of football, in Carlo Ancelotti, what Ancelotti has done with a lot of talent who needed to settle and then deliver. And he has done it very successfully with 2 Brazilian players, polished them to get onto the global stage. One, Ricardo Jackson dos Santos Leite, Kaká. At AC Milan, Kaká was just like
won the Ballon d'Or.
Ancelotti polished now Mané Ballon d'Or. Vini Jr. Again, but for the own skirmishes, the controversies around Ballon d'Or award, Vini Jr. should have won it.
Then Chelsea has a player.
Yes. So you see, he's operating in an environment
top player for
club Ebuano, our national team Ebuano. What they are not to Ayapia. Never gam show a new. O say.
Now the Ballon d'Or will be against what mean.
Where you now yourself. So you get it. So he has an environmental setup what club level Ebuano, national team level Ebuano, and a very good for his growth or development. That is a key thing we need to note. I don't think that just by sheer coincidence and now Anna Brazil for years a penalty by the Estevao. It is to put his name out there, make him settle in the national team. Now 11 matches played.
Ancelotti did something. Second penalty, he decided not to let him play.
Exactly.
And I feel like that was smart from Ancelotti. And he talks about the man management of Carlo, knowing that yes, what about Bakwashe, young player, until the him. Simple. You're a senior man, but saying nobody talks about it.
Exactly.
But when you do, and I think that you are analyzing excellently why maybe Enzo Maresca doesn't start in every game.
They are managing him. Because if you make him the main guy, all of a sudden he has to shoulder the responsibility of leading Chelsea's attack. You put a lot of pressure on him. Waiting here too much, and it becomes more of a burden. And then young Kwadani Bebre no to be handle pressure. So yes, the environment around him helps, and that is the reason Brazil will offer him such privileges. And then they will also encourage him to do more and then become better. And then within the Brazilian setup, our senior figures he can learn from. He can learn directly from Vini Jr. I don't care what people say about Vini, but I think he's a wonderful personality. Check out the rapport between Onen and Mbappe on the field of play. Again, Casemiro, Marquinhos, Militao. So, a good surrounding of this BBA frame. Now, away from that, to the Chelsea project, and why Estevao fits in solidly. When Todd Bowley mobile for a Chelsea team, a lot of people ridiculed their knowledge of the game and the approach.
In fact, yesterday, Todd Bowley was saying that when he read papers in the UK, it is essentially people telling him how stupid he is.
Exactly.
But when he reads it, his wife gets angry, but he doesn't get angry. Usually when he reads, he just realizes that these people just don't know what they are talking about.
No, you see, the vision of a man will sound stupid to the onlooker until vision no metamorphose into actuality.
Yeah, true.
And I want to do this. The process would at times be flawed. The approach, people will be out there ridiculing more. But when the result starts to show, then people start to put 1 and 2 together. Then okay, say no person. That is how it works. So the Chelsea project initially, it looked like they didn't know where to head. Initially, they decided to go for quick success. And then they decided to break that tradition and then approach it differently, where they can do the game for the sporting side, they will achieve success, and then economically there will be a viable business. And so far, it is paying off. Now, Estevao know who the Chelsea are. What was that America boys nibi? One, Enzo Fernandez. 2, Moises Caicedo. It means it is an environment where he enters, he will find his brothers around, and then he can develop
I think
and grow.
strategically, Chelsea bringing in Andre Santos, Joao Pedro.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
and then one key thing, Thiago Silva. Look at the role Chelsea has given Thiago Silva. Led the team expertly, and then how Chelsea pushed Thiago Silva up there. No being himself. After leaving PSG, then his career was going to take a nosedive. But Chelsea sustained him for a period and gave him something that all the top teams across Europe had failed to. The UEFA Champions League, the ultimate diadem. So clearly what it means is that, and yes, Thiago Silva, and I want to follow that path. And it fits very, very well. To me, if Estevao had gone to Barcelona, he wouldn't get this level of prominence.
Of course.
Or Madrid, level of prominence. Because yawa kanka sebi ayeka say oko drew kro bi mu now person who say kro na mu djua aya ahwe say de eye kro mu ho hene nti especially wa ko drew kro we mo hene na ye twe na se wo form afi na obi say kro we mu djo metimi atena o hene ne kro wo kro nim kra hwe de eye no. So if you go to Madrid, already the Brazilian stars available at present, how are they being treated as it stands? There is Mbappe who has also come onto the scene. There is no way Madrid will prioritize a project like Estevao and then sideline Mbappe. But at Chelsea, they don't have necessarily a big face. Kopama is a delightful footballer, but he's not that personality. You can't actually commercialize Kopama. But with Estevao, he has that aura, that charisma, even at his young age, that you can prepare very well, polish, and then push to become a global brand. So Chelsea look like the best environment for him in England and then in the world.
It looks as if Chelsea, just to end it, Chelsea has the latest, South American best player, which is Estevao, a young player. And
the good
young player for Asem Soho. And then, of course, there is one of Europe's most promising winger, which is Giovanni Quenda.
Copa trophy. Estevao design.
Estevao and it says
he was in the top 3.
In South America.
Copa trophy. He was in the top 3. You get it. And see your problem here, dear. What bra.
What interest?
Yo bra. Brabesha Bejinam Fiifi. What they want na se kro bia be because what they think that.
Etifo mun team. Je. Any ahwefo mun team na mun hwɛ mi. Chelsea fo na ate omo click.
I want to hear.
Omo click. Omo mienu dia besia na Estevao is the best in South America. Estevao is the I mean kan okro bi nchio. Estevao born ni do ni mbo. Wow. Na emum. Ba bi on pese omo de ne toto de. Omo de ni patenting. And now go to the party akon.
And they say easy. The party akon here to the party now.
In 2 person chess and
almost as Giovanni Quenda so
Giovanni Quenda
the most promising young winger
European
in Europe. Massa. It was
now Europe to wash it. Omo na mean is ya akokra we nyini.
Zami aide.
Senior
man we.
Ballon d'Or do nya kwa senior.
Still now 17 18 now.
David boy senior man. Giovanni Quenda for the 60.
Quenda ne de onu ni bobo.
A player. Senka mu no bi an kese mu dis mu
me de ahye de because Quenda de kono your left wing hono. Ono na nka be ko
next season say Quenda.
Be no ne nkyere say over Chelsea ne be because we ahwe kura 2 seasons no cost Strasbourg.
That's why boy. And the news now say Oba straight to Chelsea.
2 seasons no cost Strasbourg.
Next season. You bought Quenda on the left, Estevao on the right, Kopama central.
Na Garnacho mood.
Why? Garnacho mu be
why Garnacho be
Alejandro Garnacho.
Why?
Garnacho.
But United will be blowing and sound.
I never blow mo.
Kings ni kita ni serious.
Dey bi amokasa ase we so emfa.
But say last mu the 15th.
Yenim.
Na mo
by the be amudi san komo we mu share a different topic.
Last season shell.
Mu share a different topic.
Last season shell.
But hear me. Estevao na nsa na mo de ne beto Ballon d'Or, mo de ne beto.
Yen ka so
oh, o si akola ne Ballon d'Or hopeful.
Now hopeful, there's some of them hopeful.
Also, Ballon d'Or hopeful.
In Bible, no more fan, no. Most in the profile, net is Mo Salah.
You don't talk about uncle like that.
Wait to say daddy.
The youngest, and the oldest 25 years on the market.
Oh, but you see, I'm beginning to love Estevao on a more serious note. I think for Brazil, a good news. On say you saw your hair ball banyina no. Ade ana me pe Brazil national team asem ye nkoda o moni ball ne ball. Yeah. Nti ube Ronaldinho no Ronaldo mo kra ko ball Copa America nkora nkete o mo ba World Cup be hard dream be we love them. Yeah. And one thing I love about them is so more case when you projecting and when you pushing the song the superstar of the nation. Yeah. All of them are rallying behind him. Unless a Drew baby a wo yo some star now what ya. For example, what Neymar did. Neymar Sassi obi a Brazil obi a Taneche maybe Paris Saint-Germain move no na come bebre akwa o defend the Ukraine.
I go need ya boys sneakers Estevao betimi agene Brazil players are ban and senior they've come close. And Michael was saying the last time Brazil won the Ballon d'Or was 2007. Kaka.
Me Michael share under 17 World Cup and Estevao. That under 17 World Cup had Kusanov now or
Abdulkader Kusanov.
Manchester City for Uzbekistan. Akoko Echeverry.
Yeah, Claudio.
They were all part of that tournament, but you could see Estevao was literally different. Anna me pehawa mo managing no. Yeah. And World Cup no be tasty bintem.
Say next year yeah.
Or be tasty bintem. Brazil for them play no bebre. They won't give him the number 10. Yeah. They won't start him in games. Yeah. Setting games is crucial.
Carlo is excellent.
Omo di name abekobi.
Yeah.
Say name I
I think they have to take
so empanifo the omani monyam nyom bibia be kata akora no so. So when akora na mistake akora na yen kasa bebre. Ade ama yama sisi obi etata yama na yese. Yama ni ball ne ball. Na mum omo handle pressure and the hype around akora no. Omo yama akora na ye bibi ketua bi a eye normal say wo sa akora ye no. No money omo ne no problem. But whatever Lamine Yamal does, obi o only age he will do mistakes. Fi obey mistakes. Who told you say 17 18 now akora di 17 18 ye ntwa to ma. He will do mistakes but ejina baby omo kukura akora na 19 tin de na koye de.
Omo ya to asa bodu kon.
So what I say, but I love the way I'm protecting Estevao. But we're a Real Madrid project. Somewhere away.
Estevao.
I'm away.
No, it means I'm playing 9 years. We see a
Real Madrid the Barcelona project.
And it's come with body. Yeah, project 20. New Chelsea project, the Madrid project the more. Oh, and the commitment to almost half a billion. But also
Madrid for one more part.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, Estevao no man, almost so much mistake.
They've wasted.
Let me say, I call
Madrid.
Only a for Bobby Firmino.
I know Nana.
Kutula. Wakami also say a banchi more ya kashi.
Madrid and Quebec then one Master Antoine. Yeah. You can't have two teenagers competing for the same position. Yeah. Master Antoine your right winger, Estevao right winger. How do you groom them and develop?
Madrid any problem. On say for quality Estevao will be. For quality Master Antoine will be. But my good name is Madrid for Pisca. Skabo pepa. Omo mienu ne pa hwan na marketable. Kaka so market ne pa. Any Master Antoine.
I think Estevao is more marketable.
What I say? And Real Madrid bet na say we say
oh yeah, of course. If Madrid got Estevao, they would have been happy.
Come branding le bo pa kula bia ma na tena. Yamal ni dey so.
Wrap up now.
Wrap up ni dem me call. Because me minim say weekend we dey am be lusu.
Bentley.
Inti na me ba no.
Tef more.
As I would frame me na me ten na me save dia mo kan nyina. As mo vimbu osru bi say.
Ye ne Barca dey Tuesday.
Barca ne by Chelsea there. Me nkan wan say because
so what you me person be predicting. Me
count because omo me ni na do beto for me an me no.
Guys, Charlie, thank you very much. We'll meet on the 4 Post podcast. Who's channel now, Corner Cup picking it up, and subscribe to the channel no, on the 4 Post podcast. You ever brought the weekend preview so hold and then Saibo do any mini to up.
Bye.
And then bye. See you later.